Hello, everyone. This is Takoda, CIO of Attaché for Business, joined here by Lisa Hammond, our CEO and HR expert. So today we're going to talk about volunteers. So when I think volunteers, I think of nonprofits, but I guess there's a place for volunteers in a small business as well.
Is that a question?
Yes. What do you think?
Probably not.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Volunteers are for nonprofits. You can have your mom and your dad and maybe your son or daughter volunteer, but aside from that, volunteers really aren't a part of the
For profit.
for-profit world.
Okay.
However, some of the things that you might think about if you're a nonprofit, you want to actually think about your volunteers and how do you cultivate them and how do because volunteers are great. They come in and and some come and stay forever and work with the company and provide great resources and information, and some are highly skilled. And then there are others that, don't really plan on being at the organization long, but they're good for what they come for. So they may come, at a food pantry, they may come and give out food for a day, but then they don't stay long. And all of those people are valuable. So one of the things that's important for a nonprofit is to capture those volunteers somewhere. Make sure that you are capturing their information and keeping them in the loop of what's going on in your organization. So that'd be the kind of the words of wisdom I'd give on that. Now,
Gotcha. So,
go ahead.
yeah, when you first said capture, I thought you meant like where do you get them? But you're talking about actually doing the management side of them, making sure you have all their paperwork in order, treating the bureaucratic side of this as though they were an employee in some ways.
No, well, yeah, to some extent, but also just making sure that you are able to keep in touch with them even more than, the bureaucratic side. Just, you want to value the fact that they came out and volunteered, but also you want to be able to reach out to them again.
Right, of course.
I'm sure some people have volunteered. I know I have at things, and you volunteer a day, which was great. You had a good time that day, but you never hear from the organization again. So you might think about going back there, but you may not. And you might go to some other organization when if they had just reached out a few times, then you'd be back there.
Right. Interesting. And sorry, I think I cut you off. What were you about to say?
And that was it.
Okay. So I think some of the people tuning in are also small business owners. And yes, you can't have volunteers for profit. And at the same time, I think this is a conversation we had earlier, which is that there is such a thing as an unpaid intern, which is not really a volunteer, but might have a similar benefit to the enterprise.
Right. And I do know when you cut me off, I do know what I was getting ready to say.
Okay.
So there are pro bono services that you can get. So it may not be a volunteer, so to speak, but it's an organization that has a professional standing. So you might be able to get like pro bono legal advice or pro bono accounting advice. So these are people who know what they're doing and they're offering their service to you without a fee.
Right. Yeah. Well, somebody else is paying it. Yeah.
Or they're not paying.
They're covering it. Yeah.
They're covering it some kind of way. Yeah. The company might be paying it, or maybe they just have decided, this is going to be the way that I'm going to give back to other companies, and they may be able to use it as a write-off. They may not. So it's, I'm not an accountant, so I don't know if they can write it off or not, but there are pro bono services. So that would be volunteer, but that wouldn't be like, you aren't going to get the person who answers your phone or does some clerical work to do it pro bono.
Gotcha. That's fair. All right. Anything else people should know about?
I think that's it. If anybody has any questions, they can put them in the comments and
we read the comments. So, all right, great. Thanks, Lisa. And thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you'll hear about the next interesting conversation.